We're gonna be watching why I took a break plus what's next for me from Poki. I actually haven't seen it yet, so I'm curious.
Here, I want to be happy, bro. Whatever can make me happy. All right, we've got a lot to talk about. I don't remember the last time I was like nervous because I had to sit down and film a video, but here we are. All right, talk with your chest. I'm like, he's so nervous, and for what? All right. So, you read the title of the video? If you didn't already—
Oh, that cat is so cute. Sorry, I'm gonna pause way too much, but the cat's really cute.
You know, shortly after I moved recently, moving vlog soon, I took about a month.
Abby said Poki, my queen.
Oh,
Abby confirmed Poki
break
sim.
from streaming and content creation and social media and kind of just everything. And to be honest with you, I've been putting off talking about it, especially because I wanted to make sure that if I do talk about this, I go about it in
Stop
the right
interrupting
way,
our queen.
and I
Fuck off,
express
Abby.
myself properly. And for a long time, I just wasn't 100% sure about how I felt. I just had a lot of feelings. But my break has given me a lot of clarity, and so I figured maybe it's time to kind of open that can of worms. So let's talk about why I took a break, and we'll go in order of like least important to most important so that I can build up the courage. Of course, for starters, all the classic reasons that people take breaks: feeling burnt out or tired of reading the same annoying comments. I moved and I didn't realize, like, for the first couple weeks how much I had been putting off.
I'll pause here to say for like a first thing, which is, again, I want to talk about Poki's experience here, and also in comparison to mine, having lived a corporate life. I worked a job where I got the weekends, or we had vacation, and the feeling of working a job where you actually just get to unplug and go do other shit and just completely not worry about your job was crazy. Like it's such a weird thing that, like, it's hard to explain. You take it for granted because now, like, my off days, when I say chat, I'm taking an off day, a break day from stream. I'm planning content. I'm responding to emails. I'm talking to sponsors. I'm setting up YouTube stuff. Like, I'm rarely like not working. There is this constant pressure of always working. And even if you're not working, that underlying pressure and anxiety is there. And that's one of the hardest things for streamers to deal with. And that was so different. Even in the game dev world, where burnout and where people work overtime and are often so passionate about their jobs that they're working extra hours or they're working weekends, it wasn't even like a quarter of the stress and anxiety that I feel when I'm like not streaming, but feeling like I have to be working.
Doing all the things I need to do to take care of myself, decorating my new
Drunken Twig said, sounds like you have a time management problem. I don't know how to explain this to you, but it's almost like I'm trying to give you, Drunken Twig, who presumably you're not a full-time content creator and don't have this experience. I am trying to talk to you about an experience from someone who had pretty great time management in a more normalized corporate setting, and now trying to explain to you why it's been really difficult as a streamer or content creator. And you don't have that experience, so I don't know how you would. This is like one of the few things where I'm like more comfortable telling chat about how it is, not even from my perspective, but probably from a lot of people's perspectives, because I think I do have a unique perspective. I literally worked a corporate normie job and then immediately became a full-time streamer.
Place, taking care of my stream room, which I'll show you guys soon. Even like finding grocery stores nearby that you like, getting into a good routine with a gym nearby that you like. Legit, like the basic human things I was not doing, and I was very much putting on the back burner. If you didn't know, I started streaming as a hobby when I was 17.
Okay, fun fact about moving, chat. And it's interesting that Poki references this here. People don't take moving seriously enough. So, and again, this might be my privileged streamer perspective, or like has, you know, the money to afford this. If you can't afford it, get movers. If you can't afford it, get some good beers and get your friends to help you move. A study on cortisol levels, commonly associated with stress, found that moving is just as stressful as the death of an immediate family member or the breakup of a serious long-term relationship. Basically, getting a divorce or having your parent or your brother die is just as stressful as moving. Calm1 said, that is so cap. Oh, yeah, you're right, guys. I just made that up. Sorry, I didn't. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I made that study up. I definitely didn't, read about that study and then explain it to you guys. Anyways, we're trying to get there, guys.
I'm so excited to stream forever. And then around 21, I started doing it full time. And I'm 26 now, so it's been like 8-9 years of putting myself out there. Hi everyone, welcome. 8-9 years of putting myself out.
Oh, who's she? Who's that? She kind of a baddie. Damn. Why she kind of? Oh, that's Scott. Oh,
there.
Continue on in the video.
I'm really, really grateful for, especially for you guys joining me on this ride. But I do also recognize that putting myself out there so much, especially streaming, it revolves around this constant feedback loop of people telling you what they think of you. From 7-second TikTok clips to 10-minute YouTube videos to 10-hour streams, and they all revolve around comments. What do people think of me? What are people reacting positively to? And obviously as humans, we kind of just rinse and repeat what people like. I feel like, especially as content creators, like whether we want to admit it or not, obviously we want people to like what we do. But I also feel like as an adult in their formative years, you're figuring out who you are, discovering yourself. And I feel like when I'm just constantly putting myself out there, I'm not taking the time to actually reflect or grow as an individual or think about what I like. Like for example, if people only reacted positively to when I wear my hair straight or when I take photos like this or when I do that, like you kind of just figure, oh, this is my job, I should just keep doing what performs or does well. But when your job becomes such a big part of your life, you don't realize the toll that takes on you as a person or how much that influences who you're becoming. And so if you've been following me for a while, you might have picked up on the fact that every 2 years or so, I just feel the need to freak off and disappear for a while. Because I feel like if I don't get to really like touch base with myself, think about, am I turning into the person that I want to be? Am I doing things for myself? Am I doing things for others or for the validation of others? To me, like that's just my self-check-in / grounding mechanism. So yeah.
Cat attack. Yeah. I don't know when she talks about it at some point in this video, but there are literally, I mean, we'll talk about corporate jobs. I can't speak for all of your jobs, but at corporate jobs, there are usually 1, if not 2, if not 3 week vacations where people just go and reset. And even the weekends are like little mini resets. I think that's what she's talking about here with these she wants to take time off. As an example, chat, it's like, I have trips planned with streamers, but a lot of times we're planning those trips. It's like there's this spectrum of like, is this purely a content trip? Like the trip itself is a business trip where we're making content and that's the goal? Or is this a trip where we're completely unplugging? Maybe we'll take a few pictures and put them on Instagram later. Like, hey, this is just a vacation. And oftentimes it is rarely this. It's usually somewhere in the middle. I think it's better actually if people go on these trips and just purely agree that it's a work content trip, because if you're in that mindset, it feels way better than if you're in this middle ground of, am I on vacation? Oh, but we're doing like a stream, or oh, I have to like record a vlog, and then that pressure just ruins any sense of vacation. And it happens a lot.
In summary, I think sometimes when you're like chronically online or chronically outputting content, it's very easy to lose touch of who you are. I actually found a comic that I feel describes this really well, which I will insert here. A friend once told me that creativity is like breathing. When you make stuff, you're exhaling, but you can't exhale forever. Eventually you have to breathe in, or you'll be dead. This is why I try to read a lot of books, spend time outdoors, and why I pivot from project to project. All of these things I consider breathing, and they make me better at what I do. They make me love my job. This is why I sometimes disappear for weeks or even months at a time. When I do this, I'm not abandoning my work or being lazy. I'm just trying to breathe. And yeah, what I want for myself is to feel like I have that space and room to grow and evolve in the ways that I want to change, not in the ways that people want me to change or only in the ways that other people respond to. And I feel like it's really hard to do that when you're glued to a screen for 8 hours.
Yes.
Just reading comments about what people think of you. Like, if that's all I'm thinking about, I don't have time to think about what do I think of myself? What do I want from myself? What are the things that I'm interested in or want to explore? So I've been just doing a lot of searching for those things. I walk a lot.
Yeah, I have 2 points here. Number one, that's actually why I feel better about trying to groom my... not groom. Oh my God, that is not the word I was looking for. Fuck. Well, it kind of works, but then in all honesty, that has a fuck. This is why well, time to move to Romania, guys. Anyways, this is this is why I want my chat to not suck. Like, the fact that you guys are all spamming and making fun of me misspeaking there, I love that. I fucking love when you guys are funny and when I like my chat, because, like, imagine that I have to sit here with the chat for 6, 7, 8 hours a day. Man, I want you guys to be fun, just like you guys are only gonna sit here and watch me if I'm being entertaining. So too, like, I kind of want you guys to entertain me. I want good banter back and forth with my chat, right? Like, I want to enjoy my time streaming. And that's why, like, if I'm constantly getting people in my chat who I think fucking suck, like, I'd rather my mods just ban them or I call them out and explain what kind of shit I don't want. I love it when chat makes me laugh, man. I've been like in reflecting just about like what I do and don't like about my chat. And so I'm trying to do a better job of calling out when you guys make me laugh and when I like what you guys do. So anyways, the second point is this. Pokey talks about how she likes to read books. I'm not going to say this as like a flex. This is not a flex. But back when I worked, again, the corporate job, I had time every night where I would read. And I read a lot. I probably was reading about a book every 1 to 2 weeks. You can probably take me to a sci-fi section at a library. Not library, sci-fi section at a bookstore, and I've probably read most of the books there because I only read one genre, right? I fell in love with sci-fi and it became like my thing, right? So instead of being, I actually recommend this, by the way. If you want to get into reading, is like, instead of being yoinked one direction of all these different books, find a genre that you just fucking love and just go balls deep in it. I went fucking balls deep into sci-fi. I mean, I'm talking like fucking deep. And I would just read every single sci-fi book and I loved it. I don't read anymore. I haven't read a book in a year and a half, like basically since I left. Becoming a game dev makes a little too much sense with that. True. I just haven't read anymore. Let's continue on.
I love pottery recently. I'll show you guys some things I made. Really just doing basic shit. I like going to the farmer's market.
Basic shit is not overrated. I have hung out now with Yvonne and Leslie too much. Probably Myung in this category too, to the point where I am fucking giddy waiting for the new Taylor Swift album. And you fucking bet your ass I think about pumpkin spice lattes every day, even though they're not part of my diet. Fuck, do I want a pumpkin spice latte?
Sometimes you just get so caught up in something, you're not really living your life fully. The most important part of this, and the thing that is also the most difficult for me to talk about, is honestly just coming to terms with my evolving content desires. And what I mean by that is I think my break really cemented within me this feeling I have to want to do a lot more than just streaming. I've played almost every large, trendy game, and I hope it doesn't sound big-headed of me to say, but
it's the same Pablo of Taylor Swift, yeah.
Things on Twitch, it kind of feels like been there, done that. Like I'm not really excited or passionate about much, aside from like generally chatting, connecting with people. IRL streaming is always fun, and there will always be games that capture my heart here and there. I've been enjoying gaming more off stream than on stream, like just playing Switch games and enjoying it the same way that I did when I was young, like 10 or 8 or 14, prior to it being like my job. But all in all, it feels like I just don't really want to participate in the rat race that is streaming, to be honest. It's so hard for me to say this stuff.
This part you definitely feel.
I don't know, I just have this fear that people are gonna be like, oh my god, I don't want to cry. Like, it's not that deep, but it is, but it's not. But yeah, I just have this feeling that people might be disappointed in hearing these things. Yeah, essentially, like, when I wake up nowadays, I don't want to run to my PC and game for 8 hours straight. Like, yeah, of course, I still love my gaming sessions here and there, and I'm still a bit of a Valorant addict. Well, I guess just less addicted, I just enjoy it. It's just not at the same pace and frequency that
she does have a really soothing voice.
And it's not the same pace and frequency that I feel is expected of full-time streamers. Whether you guys realize it or not, there's such a pressure on streamers to follow every trend, to capitalize on viewership, to stream longer than the guy next to them or the guy that they share similar viewership with. Like, it's just a hyper-competitive industry. But ultimately, the reason I say this is because I'm just at a point in my life where it doesn't feel creatively fulfilling to feed into that anymore. In the past, it was fine because like either the games I was really enjoying or something within streaming felt new to me. But right now, it feels like something that I still want to be a part of my arsenal. I just don't want to feel those same pressures that I kind of need to feel as a quote-unquote full-time streamer. And a lot of you guys are probably thinking like, wait, you already diversify so much on different platforms. And you're right, I do, but I still feel like there's this pressure that people put on me, that I put on myself, that companies put on me, that contracts put on me, that makes me feel like Twitch has to be my bread and butter. Streaming and gaming has to be like the main thing that I do. And I think I just wanted to talk about it so I could mentally like remove that pressure and just feel free and happy to make whatever content I want to make at any time about anything, and use whatever mediums or platforms feel right for me to use in that moment, or however I want to share things with you guys. And it was a very nice realization to think like, well, hey, like if people have been following me this long, maybe they're just interested in what I have to say or my life. And I've already dabbled in so many kinds of content. Like maybe there's so many other things that we can explore together as long as I communicate that with you guys. Like maybe you'd be excited to go on that journey with me. So I guess this is my effort in doing that. Lastly,
I don't even know if she really touched on this here. Well, so first of all, I think this is just really healthy. It's basically she wants to go and do other things. And I'll tell you, chat, that even I have not been doing full-time content creation for even a year yet. I technically went full-time in January, but even if we count my like content creation arc as me starting, even though I wasn't full-time, I was still doing other work of the OTV Rust server, then I've been doing it for almost 2 years now, which isn't that long. So it's either, you know, it's either around a year or 2 years. So somewhere between 1 and 2 years. And then you have people like Pokey or even like Leslie or, you know, Saikuno. People have been doing it way longer than me. And even I already have plans to do my next thing. Not to stop. Mine's still within the realm of streaming, but you guys have probably seen this. It's why I'm planning to do a lot more IRL content, either with a backpack or like just in our living room, in our kitchen. And I want to expand and do, basically, I want to do fun things that I want to do and then share them with you. I want to learn how to make sushi. So I'm hiring a professional sushi chef to come and teach me how to make sushi for 2 hours. But I'm going to stream it so you guys get to watch me learn how to make sushi, right? Because I'm like, fuck it. I want to learn how to make, I want to just do fun things. And I figured that for my content going forward, if you guys are interested in going on this journey, my content going forward is that. I want to do fun things and then just show it to you. Pokey's done that. Like, I feel like any idea I even come up for my own content, she's probably already done in some form. And now she's like, what's the next thing for me? So she's in a totally other realm than me. And I could see why it's like she wants to like try and do other things. She's been doing this for like what? Like 8 years? Yeah. Simpsons did it vibes, honestly. Like, yeah, she like Pokey has kind of done like everything in the streaming space. Isn't she so rich that she can just quit? Chat, like, she likes making content. There's parts of content creation that she really likes. This whole like, oh, you're rich enough to just quit. Yeah, you're rich enough to just quit and do what? Some people, it's true, some people work to live and other people live to work. Some people, the thing that they want to do and express themselves with, they want to keep doing. Like, it's like telling a musician, if a musician made enough money, you're like, well, he made enough money. Why don't you just quit? Yeah, tell a musician to quit making music. That's probably a part of like their identity. They have to keep doing it, you know? But yeah, I think it's everything in moderation and like, but really what else would you do? For all, you know, me and Myth argue and banter like a married couple. And I really hope someone does clip this because people should hear this. For all that me and Myth do and argue as a married couple, I have heard Myth talk about game design and talk about game balance, talk about mechanics, and talk about even like meta game systems, like around game systems for games. And I have consistently thought to myself, holy shit, Myth could quit all of this and become a game dev right now. Bro, if I was a studio and wasn't a fucking idiot and could look past the fact that he doesn't have a traditional college degree, but look at his crazy experience as a content creator and then ask him standard interview questions about game design, I'd be like, I would hire him in a fucking second. Myth doesn't have the patience to code? Okay, yes, guys, because game devs always code. Bro, the vast majority of like, there's a lot of positions at game studios that don't code. You guys think I ever coded at all in all of my years of game dev except for some random like statistical coding shit? No. People who run like the strategy departments don't code.
And frankly, I've just been enjoying my time exploring other
Statistical coding is in like shit in like, I don't know, Python, R, but not like coding. It was coding for, yeah, not like code that would go into a game. That's why I don't say it. Was it technically coding? Sure, but it wasn't for the purpose of code that goes into a game.
other platforms. Like, it's nice to just take a quick
coding
Insta
for
story
dummies
and share it and then continue to live my life. Or sit down for 10 minutes and film a little
data scientist
TikTok
shit, yeah.
story time and upload it and then continue about my day. Like, it's nice to be a little more like light touch here and there. It's just, I feel like other platforms fit into my lifestyle nowadays a little bit better. And I think streaming and gaming still does fit in there. It just doesn't have to be everything. Also, I have the highest female demo on platforms like TikTok, and it's been so nice to bond and connect with people over things that aren't just gaming and streaming. And it's made me realize like, oh, that has been kind of restrictive in the past before, because there's still some of those communities in there, but it's just not as vast and large as it is on other platforms. I
love that a lot of them do this, bro. Jody runs like crazy like skincare stuff. If you guys know who Jamie is, I Gumdrop. Jamie like doesn't, I rarely see Jamie do as much like game stuff. Bro, Jamie's cooking content is so fucking good. And I love I feel like a lot more of the I see a lot more of the women in gaming doing this and branching out. Also, probably because if I had to guess, like for instance, if I'm Pokey, right, and I start to do like, I'm like, how do I style my hair? And I do a whole like TikTok on how I style my hair. I bet you the comment section and the kinds of people who interact with that are way more fucking normal and not as fucking insane as if I post some Valorant clip and I have fucking tater tots in there being like, oh, this woman is not top G material. Like, you know, she can't even hit her Vandal headshots. Like, you know, like I feel like yeah, dude, if I'm Pokey or if I'm Jody, I want to branch way more out into like kind of more like normie non-gaming scenes, just because the communities are probably going to be better. But on the flip side, one of the best things that people like Pokey and Jody have done is inspire so many young women to actually go and play games and enjoy the gaming community. I will bet you, and this is another reason, like this is another reason why Valorant will continue to do very well as a game and why I would invest stocks in Valorant. There's any number of problems with Valorant. I guarantee you Valorant's female player base is the highest of any shooter. I think they will have passed Overwatch, and my bet is that Valorant has the highest female population for a shooter. And the amount of that is being acclaimed to Riot, and Riot like stepping in to try to like make it more inclusive, maybe, but I think a lot of it is because of the creators that have like been good role models for it. But maybe CS:GO. Okay, this is where I get shit on by LSF and shit on by a lot of like core gaming communities where I come after a beloved Valve game like CS:GO. If you want to look at the statistics of women playing CS:GO, it's like there's none. They're like, women don't play CS:GO. It's like it's so small. It's like 3 or 4%. There are some women who do, but it's so fucking small. That community is not inclusive to women. There's even like aspects of like how there's like a lot, like don't ever think that like CS:GO is gonna, and it will never get better, by the way. Anyways, we carry on. What were we talking about again? Oh, Pokey's video. Let's go back.
I really hope that none of this sounds like me being like overly negative about streaming or gaming or whatever. Like obviously that's the place that I came from and a community that I have so much love for. My heart yearns for more, and it yearns to
You can still love Dota though.
Explore more while still keeping that part of my identity. And I really hope you guys can be understanding of that. So here's the fun part of the video where I talk about what you can expect from me coming up. In regards to streaming, I don't know exactly what the frequency will be. It just feels surreal to say that because in the past like 5-6 years, I've had streaming schedules of 6 days per week, and then 5, and then 4. And now it feels really relieving to say like, I'll see you guys when I see you. But yeah, you'll see me across all platforms, especially like Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. You always see me on those. I just want to feel like I have the freedom to...
Oh my God. She watched Buddha. Something dramatic and fucked up.
But yeah, you'll see me across all platforms, especially like Twitter, Instagram, TikTok.
Yes, shout the socials out.
I just want to feel like I have the freedom to post wherever I want, whenever I want. Expect more vlogs, fit pics, fashion, beauty, traveling. I still love IRL streaming, and I want to plan more IRL trips because those feel so fun and fulfilling to me. And it's been weird. I don't know how much of this we're gonna cut out or leave in, but I have been like oddly emotional throughout this video, and I was not expecting that. Like I knew I was nervous because
I love this model. I will not go as extreme as that, but I think you guys have kind of already seen me go more this route. I prefer, like, if I was to tell you guys where I want to be in like a month or 2 months, I want to be streaming on Twitch. I want to be streaming to you guys from this room and in this setup, either playing GTA or playing Variety or reacting. I want to do that like 3 to 4 times a week. And then I want you guys to see me in my kitchen teaching you guys how to cook sushi once a week, or learning how to make mixed drinks once a week, or playing board games with some friends who came over, one of those streams a week. And then like every 2 weeks, I want to be out and about, maybe in New York streaming, or in Hawaii streaming, doing IRL, like doing other things, right? I don't want to always just be sitting here doing the same thing for you guys. I want to really give you guys the spice of life for variety. And I think that's like me giving you guys the variety of streaming. And like I said, Pokey, it seems like, is on the next step out from that, which is she's like, I want to give you guys the variety of just content. I want to do more Instagram stuff, like actually work on doing some cool Instagram posts. By the way, for those who like knock on like modeling or like photo shoot, I've done some modeling now recently, and it's really fun and fulfilling. It's kind of cool to like go and like put on clothes or put on an outfit. And like, I think we went from a world where you had to just be either fucking, if you're a girl, you had to be a skinny twig, like absolutely just the smallest frame, or if you're a guy, you had to be fucking Giga Chad, fucking 10 pack. And now it's like, actually a lot of people are modeling in all sorts of body types with any number of unique faces, and like it feels a lot better. Modeling is actually really fulfilling. So she's I think wanting to do the spice of creation and doing all sorts of stuff.
I wanted to communicate this properly, but I wasn't expecting myself to be emotional, and I think the reason why that is because it's hard not to feel like it's like closing a chapter, but instead it's really just opening more doors, stepping into a new phase and chapter of my life, which will still not leave anything behind, like still incorporate gaming and streaming and all of these things, but still allows me to do much more, I hope. It's just, it's a little nostalgic, a little emotional, but hey, that's life. That's growing up. And it's been so cool that so many of you guys, oh my God, my voice is cracking. It's been so cool that so many of you guys have been able to like grow up alongside me. There are people who have watched me like throughout high school, throughout college or university or whatever. And it's cool that we get to celebrate milestones together sometimes. Like when you tell me, hey, I just graduated from this, landed my first job. And I think it's time I share these things with you guys too.
Thank you, Pokey.
I'm such a big baby, what the fuck? Yeah. Alright. I can't really tell in the viewfinder if I look red and stuff, so if I do, sorry. But yeah, it's just an emotional topic because I care a lot about my work. I care about you guys. I am really, really proud of everything I've accomplished. So here's to more, not to an end, but to new beginnings and all other cliche things. And yeah. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye, Pokey. Guys, make sure you go subscribe to Pokimane. Pokimane. Honestly, like it's kind of like Gucci Mane. Like I feel like Pokimane would be like a cool rap name. Like let's say we lived in a totally different world and you were just like going through like a rap, like imagine she was never a Twitch streamer and you're like going through like, you're like, yo, like catch the new Drizzy album? Yeah, man, that shit was heat. It's like, yo, Young Thug just dropped. Yo, okay, cool. Lil Yachty, nice. Yo, well, you hear the new Pokimane beat? Yeah, Pokimane out there. Like, I feel like Pokimane could have been a great rapper name. I thought it was a great video. So everyone's like, oh, what is she doing? I think she's planning to just do more than streaming every day.